so far so good. Things are working out. Yeah,
We're here.
we're here. We're still recovering from Sunday. I'm recovering. I was telling Connor, like everything's. I was up all night working and preparing and stuff like that, and everything's backwards.
It was a
But
quick break.
yeah, hashtag us against all is what the Sarnia Sting have been putting out. Hello, everybody. David Burrows here, along with my friend Connor Burke in the Hughes Intelligence Canada hockey suite at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. Say all of that 5 times fast.
I don't want to try.
Yeah. Well, we have to talk about it, but we don't have to get it far too into it. Sunday was just a brutal loss for the Sarnia Sting, 9-0. How do you talk about it? I mean, what happened? What did you see happened out there?
I saw a lot of goals, a lot of London Knights goals.
Yeah.
A lot of, I think it started to weigh on them probably a lot towards the end of the third. And
I'm sure.
just, a lack of effort. But it's a heartbreaker. It feels like yesterday. I can't imagine how they're still feeling about it. So.
Right. Well, you have to press the reset button, and at this stage of the game, I mean, although not officially, we're really into playoff hockey right now with all the clinches that are on out there. And, of course, ERIE Otters have already, established a spot in the playoffs as well. So now really for the Sarnia Sting, Connor, it's a matter of staying ahead of the game, so to speak.
Yeah, just keeping your head above water. You're getting down to the must absolute wins of the season, especially with Sioux in town on Friday, and they're only 2 points behind us. In the Owen Sound is about 3 points behind us.
Yeah.
It is playoff hockey. It's almost extended into the regular season. So
are you? I know you want to, but are you convinced that we'll get there?
Of course.
Yeah.
You got to believe. I can't be down on them. They showed up when it really matters. Maybe not every game, but I think they have the grit to bring it down to the last game of the season and squeak in and with our 7th spot.
Yeah, I believe they can pull it off. It's still doable for sure. And although again, ERIE Otters, not a slouch of a team. They're in a decent position in their division and conference with us. And notably, I think we were talking just before we started. Like they've got like 3 players that are drafted to the NHL, 2 going to Chicago, 1 to Anaheim. But you were talking about just a moment ago about a former Sarnia Sting player.
Alexis Davio, some familiar faces. Nice to see him back in the building. Yeah, I think he'll be on the 3rd line defense, and he's their leading point scorer for defensemen. He's got 35 points in 58 games, so good to see him succeed. Good to see him back.
Yeah.
And they're missing a lot of their team. I think they're sitting pretty comfortably where they are with 68 points, especially ahead of us, and they're just ahead of Flint too. But with missing Matthew Schaefer for a lot of the season, a projected 1st overall pick for this year's NHL draft, it hurt them a lot. I think they would have been right up there with Kitchener and Windsor, battling for those 2nd and 3rd spots if he was here. And it's to our advantage that he's still out tonight. Obviously, you don't want to see anyone hurt, but we'll take advantage of that. And I think they're missing actually their other NHL draft tonight. So
yeah, okay. And I didn't
Malcolm
even look. Who's our scratches here? They'll be down at the bottom.
Bodine, Francischetti, Kostick, Chamberlain, and Bridgewater.
Yeah. Casey Bridgewater's worth a mention out there. Like he's been, I think, doing fairly decently at this part of the season for the Sarnia Sting, showing up. But you always wonder what took him off, put him into the scratch list, right?
Yeah, I would like to see what happened to Bodine as well. I saw him walking around the other day. He seemed healthy, but I've always liked him since he came in, and he had some pretty big hits, and I think that's something that we're missing, especially missed on Sunday.
Well, let me hit you a couple of times, see how you feel.
Nobody likes being hit.
Right, so, yeah. Last night, of course, they had a hockey card signing event here. Did you make it to that?
No, I didn't. No, down in the restaurant, right?
Yeah. I couldn't make it either. I was on my way here, and the phone rang. I had to go somewhere else, but that was
like that, eh?
Yeah. Well, that's my life sometimes. But a decent turnout and a great opportunity for the Sting fans to get to meet the players and get their cards signed.
Put a personality to a face.
Yeah, absolutely, right? They are our stars. They're our celebrities to all the fans that are here, right? So it's great that, the Sarnia Sting creates that opportunity for the fans to connect with their favorites, right?
Yeah, some lifelong memories for sure.
Yeah. I do want to give credit. Like I know, like a hard to deal with loss on Sunday, 9-0, of course. Like nobody wants that. And then, of course, doing the post-game press conference, I kind of wondered. I'm like, oh wow, are they even going to want to like talk about this? And kind of thought might have that got canceled, but you know what? They pushed through. Jake Borey, the leader here at the Sarnia Sting, he said, you know what? It is what it is. You still have to face the music. And I think the fans still want that. So Zach Felak and Lucas Fischer were here at the post game. I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's easy to shut it down and say you want to shield. I mean, they're kids, but they're growing into young adults, and maybe you want to shield them from a lot of things. But you're gonna if a lot of them want to make it to the NHL, that's just a reality.
Right? Yeah.
Dealing with reporters and and questions like you.
Yeah, right. Did you watch it?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was a sad watch.
Yeah, like if you look closely, you can tell when Felak's talking, Fisher's kind of biting his lip a little, like he'd probably rather not be sitting there.
Yeah.
And when he was talking, Felak was kind of sort of the same thing. And there's I think the fans even forget sometimes there's a lot of emotion going on with these young players out there, and nobody likes to lose, but you'd sooner lose 4-3 than 9-0, right?
Ideally, yeah.
It's completely a different, especially at this time of the year. I think, had that game happened like fourth home game of the season, people would have went, oh boy, hope that's not the rest of the season, and then forgotten and moved on, right? Whereas at this time of the season where it's really critical, I think fans are paying more attention to it.
Yeah, it's pretty important, and especially to your arch rival in a sold-out arena. It's a lot of eyes on it. It goes to the papers, and people who don't really watch kind of see that and think, oh, well, same old. But it's a blip on the radar, I think. I hope anyway, and I'm sure they've want to wipe it off their schedule as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, and interesting though, I know I just kind of said it, but doesn't really matter as much at the beginning as it does at the end, but every game actually counts.
And we're at the end.
Right. It just seems like more critical now at this stage of the game, right? Let's go over to TikTok and say, hello, David. I received a message from an imposter account with your name and profile. It was about, yes, actually, there is a couple out there. There's a DAV D Burrows that was reported. Emily pointed that out. There's a DAV S Burrows and a DAV Burrows.1. This is the only account on TikTok, folks. So thanks for pointing that out, Mercer Music.
They say imitation is the best form of flattery.
Well, I guess. I don't know. It's probably because you're here that I'm getting so famous.
I don't have any fake accounts made of me.
Right. Thought it was me, but quickly realized. Yeah, this is the only account that I have on TikTok. Other than I do have a Deals with David, but that's for something else. But no, this is the only one. Thanks for pointing that out. The lawn guy says, "Did you get my comment?" Dallas, how are you today? I'm good. Best part of calling OHL hockey or being around the rink every day. What's your best memory?
That's a tough one. I think the camaraderie around the playoff run.
Yeah.
When we got deep, everyone would start to recognize the same faces.
Yeah.
And everyone was really friendly. That's a good memory.
Yeah. I'm not around the OHL every day. I'm around the Sting, to be honest. But I enjoy I'm grateful to be up here in the Hughes Intelligence hockey suite. Used to be down on the concourse, so I don't have as much interaction with the people as I used to. But more people are noticing. Like it was that night, I think I told you I was at the casino, and this young fellow was in front of me. He heard my voice. He's like, "You're Dave Burrows. I got a picture." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool, right?"
Right on.
I was at the Moose Lodge breakfast or supper on Friday, and a young lady come up to me and said that she watches us, and she said, "Oh, nice to meet you." And she asked, "Where's Connor?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know where he is today." And,
right on.
So just kind of, that's nice. A little bit of validation for what
one
we're doing.
Of the ladies at the at your country club there, the Forest, the other day, she the front desk lady. She's like, "You do the thing with Dave, don't you?"
Where was that?
At the country club, the Forest. Forest
Oh
Golf and
yeah,
Country
right,
Club.
yeah. Oh, at the front desk.
Yeah,
Yes,
she was very cool.
That's terrible. I can't remember. Yeah, so that's fun. We're pretty fortunate to get to do what we do and
Come
have
say
some,
hi. I love it.
Yeah, in a picture. We're pretty open. Pretty open. Thanks for the question, long guy. Anybody else? How long is the trip from Erie?
I think I've looked before. I think it's maybe over a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, I was going to say about 5 hours.
I can check that real quick.
Yeah.
And they just played last night in Windsor and got beat 7-5. So I'm sure they're a little bit tired as well.
Well, there's some others playing tonight, didn't you? Who's playing right now? You said it already started.
Owen Sound is playing
Sound,
right now, and they're only 3 points behind us. So it gets pretty easy when the games come down to it.
And they're playing Windsor or Flint?
Flint tonight,
Flint.
yeah. It's about 4 hours and 41 minutes from here.
So,
but they didn't come.
We hope they lose.
Absolutely. Well, I hope they're tired. I hope they.
Right.
Those big lads on Windsor took a beating to them last night. And,
let's talk about the starting lineup here, buddy. Your favorite guy has made it to the first line.
So happy, finally.
Right?
Getting a little bit of a showcase.
You would have liked to seen that earlier in the season.
Yeah, it's been took till now. I think we're in the 60th games of the season. So.
Yeah. Well, something happened to make it work.
Yeah, he's been he's been consistent with where he's been. He hasn't shown the offensive prowess that I would have hoped as much, maybe. Yeah. But he's scrappy. He's in every play. I don't think he's missed a game this year. Well, just other than his visa problems at the start of the season, I don't think he's missed a game. He's consistent, and I think he can bring a good playoff game if when we do make it. He'll be a good guy. He fights on the boards and he wins those puck battles.
He does.
He's not very big, but I think he's pretty heavy set.
You've heard me talk all season about getting in those corners, and we typically didn't do very well. But when he was out there, that's when we won those because he digs right in.
He's a firecracker. I like it. He gets right in there.
And along with Wainwright and Phelock, of course, both. Both those guys have had their struggles, kind of been up and down, but
a little bit snake bitten in the point category right now. I think.
But maybe with Krimov on there, that's going to help.
Yeah, and Wainwright always brings the energy. He
does,
despite not being on the score sheet all that often. He always brings something on every shift he's on.
Beckham Edwards, Liam Beamish, and Dalen Moses on the second line. This is an interesting setup. Yeah, that's some move up there. Talk about that.
I like it. I like Edwards is just so much talent, and Beamish getting rewarded with that too, sticking at a second line center. I think he's been incredible for us. He's since coming over from the BCHL.
Quick fight there on Sunday.
I could kind of. They had no really choice there. Cowan kind of snuck up from behind. So well deserved.
That was payback.
Yeah, I agree. From the rookie, if you want.
Right.
He's an older rookie, but.
And then Brown, Diorio, and Doucette. Brown's been kind of up and down, like you talked about that sophomore slump at the beginning of the season. Then he seemed to come out of it, and then kind of fell back again. Like there just hasn't been a lot of consistency there, but still a key player for the Sting.
Yeah, for sure. I would have liked to see a bigger step from him. He's been kind of consistent with last year, but I think a lot of OHL players break out in their third season, so hoping for a good one next year and a good playoff push from all these guys, really.
Yeah, for sure. And then Diorio and Doucette on there. Doucette been a great goal scorer for this team as well.
Yeah, I would. Again, you sound kind of negative, but I would like to see a little bit more from him in his final season, maybe a big finale. But we still have a lot of games to go, and your best hockey yet. So I see he's been moved down to the third line. He's spent a lot of the season, I think, on the second and first line. So maybe just a bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah, well, and sometimes that's what it takes. We saw that earlier in the season as well with Dalen Moses, who got sat for a few games, and to my knowledge was kind of told, you need to sit and watch here, and we need to see a little bit more from you. And I think the lesson was learned there with Dalen Moses, because once he came back out, it was like, oh, that Dalen Moses guy.
Where's he been? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so, that's the guy we missed.
And that affects us all. So maybe that was part of, or is part of what's happening out there. And then of course Fisher and Hurt. Then you got Young and Barr. Actually, James Barr on Sunday, although the poor results, I thought he played some really good hockey for the Sting.
Yeah, he did. Was he involved in the fight too? I think someone else had, because there was two. It might have been him.
I want to say, was it him or Hall?
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He slowly moved his way up. I think he was a seventh defenseman for a lot of the season, and now look at him, he's on the second pairing. So
Yeah.
he was a high pick for us, and kind of just starting to show his talent now.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the other elephant in the room. Nick Strzyczka is starting between the pipes here again tonight. Fourth game in a row, and we thought maybe, we were surprised on Sunday to see Nick between the pipes against London after, kind of a bit of a brutal game the night before. I think it was 6-2 against Flint or something like that. And,
Yeah.
And they ended up pulling him and putting, Evan in there for a little bit. We kind of predicted we might see Evan in there against London.
Yeah, you kind of usually want to give your goalies some rest on a 3-3 weekend, and still kind of perplexing to me. I guess you don't really get the answers you want, but he's getting another one tonight, and Sunday was only 3 days ago. It's a lot of hockey for him, and I know this is his final stretch, and the fans, it's great to see him for sure, but I don't know. You wonder if he needs a rest, or if it's Evan that needs the rest. It's hard to see him backing up all the time if he wasn't fully healthy.
Be in the head of the coach.
Yes, it's that's a good one.
Yeah, well, and he's here tonight, but you know what? You have to, and the coaches, listen, the coaches get beat up a lot in there. You go into Sting Nation group and you can see a lot of it, but listen, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't know why the decisions are made the way we are. We only get to watch the game. Everything else is an opinion.
Speculation.
Including here, folks.
It's all rumors.
We don't have any extra, once in a while I might hear a little birdie about a player that was hurt or something, but we don't have any extra inside info to share with you to say otherwise. But I mean, the fans.
He might know more than he lets off, though, I think. I've been ribbing him.
And if you talk about Al Letang's demeanor, he is a quiet, straight-faced kind of guy. That's who he is. That doesn't mean he's not angry or he's not upset with the ref or whatever. Everybody, some of us punch walls when we're angry, and other people just stay calm. I think staying calm is a skill in itself, especially in the hockey arena.
One that I envy so much.
You're not good at that
no,
one.
No, I'm very envious of people who are able to do that. And I think it shows a lot of restraint and maturity just behind the bench, especially.
Yeah.
You're the big boss.
Professionalism.
You don't want your players freaking out and getting 2 minutes or 10 minutes here, and just for things that you've said something before, and I'm going to get you back later in the season.
Well, you kind of said it there, like you're leading by example, like. You're leading young minds here, and if you start flying off the handle, what do you think the young fellas are going to do? They're going to start I think the calm skill that Al Letang brings to this team and demonstrates in front of the players is a really important skill to have for this team. Any team, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have your moments. It's kind of like that dad who never yells. That one time he does. You're in really big doo-doo.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, he never does that, and he's doing it to me. Okay.
Really push the buttons.
Maybe, right? So I give kudos to Al Letang and all the coaches on the team, but I mean, to see him, get picked on for that, I mean, every coach does, but that's my opinion of it. I think he brings a lot to the team, and I'm happy to see him stay here with us.
Yeah, he's world class. I like to have him around.
Yeah, for sure. Are you a golfer?
Not much. Not too much. A lot of people around me are, but yeah, I've never really gotten too much into it yet.
Yeah.
I can swing. I know that. I'm like
I
Happy
played
Gilmore.
years ago. I think I already told you this. I'm not a quitter, but I know when I'm beat. So the golf tournament for the Sarnia Sting is coming up on July the 15th. Always a good time. Contributing towards the Sarnia Sting Assist program as well that gives back. So there's some information. July 15th. You can go to sarniasting.com to get all the information.
There's usually a special guest that comes.
Yeah, there's usually a special guest. I haven't seen anything for that yet. Speaking of special guests, and this is off topic, George Strophanopoulos is coming to Sarnia for Blue Water Health Foundation fundraiser that's going on.
Oh, really?
And I'm hoping to get there. I've always been a huge fan. He's kind of someone as an interviewer, somebody I've always looked up to. So he's coming to Sarnia. Blue Water Health Foundation raising money for some more equipment and things that are needed here in Sarnia. But let's go back over.
Big things happening here.
Yeah, for sure.
Borderfest just got announced. If you didn't see that.
Yeah, are you? Did you like?
I
those
love Billy
announcements?
Talent.
Yeah,
I love Billy Talent. 2 more days to get announced too, I think.
Yep, that's right, for sure. And Revelry will be making their announcements
shortly
coming
after
up
that.
soon. I'm going to be a part of that. So
it really fills your June and your July up pretty good.
It's hard for me to keep biting my tongue right now, but that announcement's coming really soon.
Oh,
so
I guess I'm going to have to get that after we go out live.
Yeah, there you go. I think we're in for an exciting hockey game here tonight. You know, the boys have to, lift their heads up. Hakuna Matata, that old monkey whacking you over the head in the Lion Kings. Nothing you can do about it.
Rafiki?
The past, right? And the past hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
But you got to keep going. And what did you learn from it? What's the takeaway? What would you say if you're the team playing today against ERIE, who's a clinched team, what's the takeaway from Sunday?
Just, you lost 2 points, and now it comes down to a more dire need to play tonight and Friday. You got a busy week. Just a lot of breakdowns in that game, but it's such a good team where this is a little bit different. You just don't even think about it too much, really. Play how you know how to play, and that's
There's nothing you can do about it.
It's whatever.
That's hard. That's easy for us to say, who just sit up here with the microphones and dress up for the game and all that. But that's really what you have to do, is leave it behind. And that's likely what the coaching staff is telling them. Say, don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Right?
You just take the feeling of how bad it stings and say you don't like that.
How bad it stings.
Yeah.
Is that a pun?
It wasn't actually. It wasn't.
Punny guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I don't even know it.
Right?
But
so you could do this without me. You don't need me here. You could be funny too. Thanks again to Hughes Intelligence Canada for allowing us to do the broadcast here up in their hockey suite. And I don't know if we've got any guests with us tonight, but you never know.
The lonely suite.
Right. Grace followed us on TikTok. Thank you so much. And Austin Matthews, the Austin Matthews is up there. Carter is here. Yep, Austin Matthews is here. Hello, Justin. I've got a flash. Knights and Storm are playing again right now in Guelph. Yes. John's Best Restaurant in Sarnia. Yes, this is in Sarnia. How long is the trip from here? Okay. John's Restaurant? Yeah, been around a long time. What's this? You've got a flash goal. Okay. If 5 gifters send Heart Me to your live in 15 minutes. So there you go. We need 5 Heart Me's within the next 15 minutes to help us achieve a goal. So if you're there on TikTok, you can help us out with that. Lots of static. Whoa. Oh, I thought that was sent TikTok universe to why did they tell me they sent it to somebody else? Make me mad. There you go. We got a team member right there.
You got to step up our game, I guess.
Tat Dad just got it. Rick Harper's here. Okay, out here on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to end things here right now. And then Connor was going to go watch the game and then come back and give us his thoughts at the end of the first period. But we're going to stay live on TikTok. So where do I do that? We go like this and then. Hey, come over and follow me there as where we're live, and go give this guy a follow there on TikTok as well. We got to get him to 1,000 so we can start going live there. If you're ever away, by the way, you can come and join me on live. We were trying to do that a couple of times while you were.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Gallivanting the planet.
No camera though, right? Isn't it just audio?
Yeah, right. But we probably didn't want to see what you were doing.
Just wanted to hear like this.
Yeah. Hello,
Everybody would.
I'm hearing. Where were you? Columbus?
Yes, Columbus, Ohio.
for the NHL game. Yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't get an invite to that one, but anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't have wanted it. It was freezing.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have wanted it. I'm Canadian, but I still like my hot chocolate inside the house.
It was a cold game. I got to tell you that.
Right on. Okay, we're going to end things here on Facebook and YouTube. Give us a follow, a like, a love, a share, all that stuff. But for now, I'm David Burrows, and this is my dear friend, Connor Burke, and we will be back at the end of period 1. But for now, 1, 2, 3, go Sting, go!